it's a slow and gradual process, especially being a creative. You have to keep creating content, you have to keep making fashion, you have to keep adding value to people's life up until the point that people recognize that. So yes, Kim Dave is still my name, but it's not me, it's more than me. What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today my name is Priscilla. I am a Nigerian women's wear designer based in London. In this video I'm going to be answering some of your questions that you sent to me on social media. Remember last week I asked you guys on Instagram, on the YouTube community page, on Snapchat, on a few places, and I got quite a few questions and I'm excited to answer them in this video. If you'd like to hear the questions as well as my answer, then keep on watching. If you are new to the channel, new on the DIY fam, we always accept new members, so joining is very simple. You know that red button down below that says subscribe? Just click on it and turn on the notification bell as well, so you get notified whenever I have new videos on the channel every week. So without further ado, let's jump straight into this video. Alright, so I'm going to start out with the questions I received on the YouTube community page, which is something that allows me to share updates and videos and pictures with you guys here on YouTube without having to post a video every single time. So one of the questions I received was, how long have you been sewing? And this is from Ivana Vicio. I apologize if I ruined that name, but I'm not really good with names. I have been sewing since 2014, so about 3 years plus. I would like to say roughly over 3 years. So the next question is from La Rona, and she asked novice question. She or he asked novice question: how to stitch in a straight line? Is there a trick to getting it perfect? So I remember when I was in uni, our tutors actually took tape, masking tape, and they used it to create a straight line on the bed of the sewing machine. So what you do is you will align your edge of your seam with the edge of the tape, and believe me, that thing worked so well, especially for like our first and second year when we were really getting used to sewing straight stitches, getting more comfortable with the machine. Because when you're using the sewing machine for the first time, it can be quite terrifying because there is a needle, it moves, and it's just scary for someone who is new to it. So I say having that tape trick works. A lot of questions were questions that would require me to make a tutorial about. A lot were like really technical things I would have to show you on pattern, show you on the garment. So don't feel like I ignored your question if you ask one of those type of questions. This video is more sort of questions that I can just speak about or show you really quickly, and nothing too technical, because it would be way too long if I have to address both technical questions and sort of easy to answer questions. So hopefully in the future, what I really do with your questions on this channel is I actually make them into tutorials. If you've been here long enough, you know that's what I do. If I see people are asking about a particular topic, about a particular garment, I know the people want an answer to that. So what I do is I take that question and make it into a tutorial and have it posted for you guys. So I promise your questions will be answered in the future. Maybe not straight away, but surely they will be answered. Don't worry. The next question is from J_M, and this person asks, my question for the Q&A is an overlocker essential for sewing? And I love the cape, by the way. Thank you. I swear the love on that cape blazer has been so real. Honestly, that post has been shared so many times. Comments has been insane, and I'm very grateful for that. So is an overlocker essential for sewing? I say no if you are just starting out, especially if you are just sewing for yourself. A lot of sewing machines come with the zigzag stitch, which you can easily use to finish off your seam, or you could get a bias tape to finish off your seam. But when you're just starting out, I say start with a simple domestic sewing machine, because it's sort of a nice introduction into the world of sewing. There are different kinds of overlocker that you could go on to buy when you're ready to use an overlocker, because what an overlocker does is it helps to finish off your seams so they don't unravel and so they look good on the inside of the garment. So if you're going to be sewing for people, for clients, if you're going to have a YouTube channel where you're going to be showing people what you make, you want your products to look very professional and sort of clean on the inside. So then I would say an overlocker becomes kind of important. I didn't get my overlocker until I think a year after I got my sewing machine. So Nadia, there is no rush. When you feel like you're ready for an overlocker, go ahead and buy one. Another question that I really get asked a lot is, why is my channel called Kim Dave? Who is Kim? Who is Kim Dave? And I think I should have actually made a video about this way earlier on so people don't get confused. So I was the first female child after 6 boys, and I guess my parents were just really excited to give me so many names. My full legal name on my ID or my document is Okban Ogenefejuru Priscilla, and I have another English name which is Kimberly, but I don't have that in my document. But back home, that's what they call me. They call me Kiki. Kiki is like my pet name. So anyone that knows me from home knows me as Kiki. So when I was trying to create a name for my brand, for my channel, I wanted to create a name that was still me, but I could easily step outside of in case I wanted someone else to assist me, or in case I just wanted to come out of the picture a little bit more. I didn't want to create a brand like say Beyonce. When you think of Beyonce, you think of Beyonce the person, and she has herself. She's the brand, she's the music, she's the dance, she's the fashion, she's the perfume. I didn't really want that. So I worked with the name Kim, which is from Kimberly, which is my name, and Dave is my dad's name. His English name is David, so Kim Dave is actually my name. But I wanted Kim Dave to be a brand in itself that has a certain sort of ideal when you think of Kim Dave. So I bet for those of you that have watched me long enough, the moment you see Kim Dave anywhere, you immediately go, oh, that's the girl that does pattern, the girl that does African print, the girl that does fashion, the girl that does fabric shopping. I wanted that to be Kim Dave and not me as a person. So even on Instagram, I have 2 Instagram accounts. I have my personal one at Priscilla Okban, and I have another one, Kim Dave Designs. So if in the future God blesses our hustle, we have people that can assist us, people that can assist me, people that can help the brand grow, then I will not be Kim Dave. Kim Dave will be this group of people working together. So that was something I was really, really clear of from the straight on. So yes, Kim Dave is still my name, but it's not me. It's more than me, I guess so. Alright, so I'm going to move on to a question that I received via email, and this particular lady, I have spoken with her in the past, and she just sort of needed someone to talk to about her choices in terms of going into fashion and what the fashion industry is like. So she asked a few questions in this email, but I'm just going to talk about one, and I'm going to just keep her name private because I guess that's why she sent me an email, because she wanted it to be confidential. But I'm just going to talk about one of the questions that she asked. I need to know how you were able to convince your parents, as well as what I can do to convince mine. So I think at this point she wanted to go into fashion, she wanted to get into fashion school, and she was asking me how I was able to convince my parents to let me study fashion, and how she can do that for her parents as well. So the truth is, when your parents prevent you from studying a particular course or marrying someone or doing something, is naturally out of the love they have for you. It's not just because they want to be mean and they want to just frustrate your life. No, it's because from their experience they know fashion in Nigeria might not pay as well as being an engineer or as having one of the more traditional jobs, and I understand that concern. But with globalization and the internet and YouTube and social media, there are so many other ways that you can make money in this day and age. Honestly, all you need today is a good brain and a laptop, I am telling you, and you're able to really turn any sort of hobby you have into a full-blown business. Let me be honest with you, you will really have to make a promise to yourself that you are not going to be lazy, you are going to work hard, and you're going to pray hard, because not only will you have to prove to yourself that this is what you want to do and you'll succeed, you also have to prove to them and prove them wrong on this belief system that they have, that traditional jobs are better than unconventional jobs, such as being a YouTuber or being a social media influencer. So for me personally, my parents really did not rest until 8 months ago. They were still going, oh, don't you want to get a regular job? Don't you want to get a 9 to 5? Don't you want to go back to school? Don't you want to go and study medicine again? And I had to keep telling them, Mom, Dad, this is what I want to do. I'm happy doing this. I know it might seem like I'm not making any kind of progress, I'm not famous, I'm not making money, but it's a slow and gradual process, especially being a creative. You have to keep creating content, you have to keep making fashion, you have to keep adding value to people's life up until the point that people recognize that. So I told her, you have to just keep hustling, my dear. Just keep hustling until they see you as succeeding. That's when they are convinced. Believe me, the success is what actually convinced African parents. When they see you are making money, they will finally rest. When they see you are doing well, they'll finally rest. And honestly, that was when my mom especially was like, okay, you know what? Maybe you're not doing so bad after all. Maybe this fashion thing is not so bad after all. And she finally like chilled. So honestly, the best way to convince your African parents is to succeed at that particular thing that you want to do. And when I say succeed, I don't mean go and do anything illegal or anything sort of wrong or anything negative. Like, put in the work, pray hard, and the favor of God will make you stand out amongst all of your peers. All right, so moving on to questions I got on Instagram. I got a few, and starting off, I got 4 questions from this particular lady. Her name is Auriella Andrea. Am I right? Give me a thumbs up if I'm right, Auriella, if you're watching this video. And okay, so the first question is, okay, so knowing what it's like as a fashion design student and a YouTuber, do you recommend doing them at the same time, or blog, or both? So I started my YouTube channel in my final year of uni. So I say, if you feel like doing it, because people are different. Some people are able to handle 2 responsibilities well. Some people only know how to focus on one thing. Some people can multitask like crazy. So first of all, you have to identify who you are as a person. Me, for one, I can do like 50 things at once, but not over a long period of time. I become stressed, but I'm able to do more than one thing at the same time as long as I take breaks in between. That is who I am. So first of all, you have to find out what kind of person you are. How do you handle like different jobs, different responsibilities? Do you cave under stress? Do you need breaks? So once you recognize that, okay, I can only handle one thing at once, my dear, just focus on fashion school, get the degree, and then afterwards you can start your YouTube channel or your blog. But if you know that you can comfortably vlog, comfortably create content while you go to school Monday to Friday or Monday to Wednesday, then go for it. So second question from this same person says, will you one day open your own line? Like, will I have my clothing line one day? Yeah, so that's the goal. That's the ultimate dream. Next question is, what do you think about sustainable fashion? I think it's amazing. For myself, I want to sort of really take it more seriously, because we only have one planet. Like, we're not going to have a second Earth, and when we have children, they are going to come into the same planet, this same Earth we're on. So if we don't treat it right, we will feel the direct effect when our children are born. So sustainable fashion is fashion that is created with the knowledge of the environment, of humanity, of sort of ethic values in mind. So there are different ways to approach sustainable fashion. It's either you're using your fabrics economically, your models are diverse, you're not wasting too much material, you are using materials that are biodegradable. There are different points, and this is like a topic for a whole new video, and I think it's a very interesting subject that more designers should actually be more aware of. I think that's why I really enjoy making clothes for myself, because I know when I make it for myself, I will wear it longer, I will waste less material, and I would not need to go into the shops to shop fast fashion. So the fourth question from this person is, if I get my YouTube channel up and running, would you be open to collaborate? Yes, just send me an email, send me a message, drop me a line. I'm always open to collaborations, to working with new and exciting creators. So yes, I'll be open to collaborations. Next question is from Mana Mustafa, and she asks, what do you recommend, Singer or Brother, as a sewing machine for a beginner? So I've used both sewing machines, and honestly, they're actually the same thing. So I have Brother, all my machines at home are Brother sewing machines. But when I was in uni, the industrial machine that we used was Singer, and we had a Janome, we had a domestic one by that company. So I say all 3 brands are really the same. They just have certain buttons placed differently. So maybe they are reverse the button for the reverse stitch might be on top on the singer and brother it might be down, but essentially the mechanics are the same. So what I would say is, if you're looking to get a sewing machine, you should consider your budget, how much you're willing to spend. Why are you getting the machine? Are you just getting something to use in the house, or do you actually want to make clothes for people or make clothes for yourself, or whatever reason? Just identify that purpose, and then once you've sort of clocked on those 2 points, go online, research, read reviews, because these are real people talking about how these machines have sort of panned out with time with them. So when you've read reviews, gone through the budget, gone through your purpose, you will definitely find a machine that fits, that checks all these 3 boxes. So single or brother, honestly, they are really the same to me. From Facebook, I got this lovely question from Kemi Osamea Jola Oso. I'm so sorry if I spelled your name. And she says, hello Kim Dave, thanks for always being a source of inspiration and knowledge. Oh, thank you so much. Are you looking forward to doing any of those fashion training schedules you do at any time here in your home country? I mean, would you love to collaborate with a fashion house here in Nigeria? I would actually. I mean, if for some reason I have to go back home and stay there for a few months or some years, I wouldn't actually mind creating sort of like a sewing class like the one I have here in London. I don't know, maybe somewhere in Lagos, Abuja, or Warri, or Ughelli, wherever I might be. I wouldn't mind actually doing something like that. I believe knowledge should not be based on geography. It's not just because I'm in London. That should not mean that I cannot create the same experience for people if I go to Nigeria. And I would also be very interested to collaborate with like some Nigerian fashion houses, because there are some incredible talent in Nigeria. Oh, Andrea Iyama, oh my god, that clothing brand gives me goosebumps whenever they launch a new line. Andrea Iyama, oh, there's another one that's really good. Diola Sego is amazing. Clan, which is by her daughters, amazing. I love Toji Foye. I love April by Kumbi. There's so much talent in Nigeria, it's incredible. And I feel if I even have to go back to Nigeria to continue what I'm doing right now, I think I'll actually do fine. So another question I really got a lot was about my previous tutorial, which was the cape blazer. And there was a mistake I made when I was making a pattern, and it transferred onto when I was sewing the jacket. So if you've watched the tutorial, you know the cape sat into the front armhole of the blazer, and when I sewed it together, I worked with, let me just show you the pattern. I have the pattern here, cape piece, this piece here, and this side is on the side of the fold, which is the center back. This is the back neckline, this is the shoulder, and this is the part that sits into the front arm curve. So this particular sort of width here is 3.5 inches. And what I meant in the video was you have to make it 5 inches so it goes neatly into the curve of the front. Because if it's 3.5, what it does, it stops too early. So you have this triangle thing that it was making when I sewed the cape at first. So what I was trying to tell you guys in that video was, if you're going to make the pattern, if you're going to make the blazer, you should make this part 5 inches wide and then see how it sits into the front arm curve. Honestly, that's just sort of the correction that I wanted to make, and I got a lot of questions about it. So I hope this helped. I hope you guys try out the blazer for yourself, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video. It was my pleasure filming it for you guys. Before you even ask, this dress is from Boohoo. It's from their occasion range, so they have like pieces for weddings, prom, graduations, and this is one of the dresses. It's so comfortable and it's so light. It's perfect for the summer, because I knew someone was going to ask, so I will link it down below before you guys even go ahead and ask if I made the dress or if it's ready to wear. But no, it's from Boohoo. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, comment all of your questions, thoughts and suggestions down below, and until my next video, keep being creative, innovative, and have a good morning, afternoon and evening wherever you are. Bye.